Bon retour à la maison tout le monde. That's my bad French. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Puck Drops here. We are doing GPA grades again. This is the Montreal Canadiens. And the Montreal Canadiens, remember last year had a dreadful season. But coming into this year, they had one of the most unexpected seasons in, believe it or not, Montreal Canadiens history. They missed the playoffs, but they were a team that came in still rebuilding and with a bunch of players that either were over the hill or were just not supposed to score, came through with a highly productive roster and was 1 point away from clinching a playoff berth. So an unbelievable season, but ended up not making the playoffs. But this is a team with a hugely bright future as their stars come into play and their young players as well. 36-32 and 14 overtime losses. And that probably was what helped do them out with that many losses in shootout versus slash overtime. Eight overtime losses, excuse me. Still a large amount, 44-30. 96 points, which was a point back of Columbus for the second wild card spot for the Canadiens. And we will take a look at their management rosters and such as we grade them GPA-wise, as I've always talked about. And of course, we will give you also all updates of the Sharks game. Right now, that is 15:45 left in the hockey game. 2-0 San Jose still in Denver. Let's talk about centers. Philip Deneau is a great player. 26-year-old. Love the kid. He has a high motor and he plays well and he scores well. He scored only 12 goals this year, playing every game but one. But he also notched 41 assists, tallying 53 points. Great for him, an undersized player. Max Domi, they got in the trade for Alexander Galchenyuk for the Montreal with the Arizona Coyotes, excuse me. And Max Domi, the son of Ty Domi, 24-year-old forward, played in every single game this year for the Montreal Canadiens, scoring 28 goals, notching 44 assists for a whopping 72 points. Excellent for Max Domi. The fighting and the aggressiveness is a little issue with 80 penalty minutes, but 4 power play goals, including 2 game winners. Max Domi absolutely increased the worth that the Montreal Canadiens were looking for him, and yes, he got a great deal. We look at more centers that they had. Jesperi Kotkaniemi, the rookie from Czech Republic, only an 18-year-old player, one of the younger players, the first player born in the 21st century to play in the National Hockey League, in North American professional sports, actually. And Kotkaniemi, though, played 79 games. He only missed 3. And he scored 11 goals and 23 assists, 34 points for a supplementary role. Definitely a great player that they got there. Matthew Pekka, another center. This is a 26-year-older, played in only 39 games, but scored 3 goals and got 7 assists, 10 points. Good for that. And that's more of finding ways out of nothing, which was what Montreal did all year. Ryan Poehling, who had only 3 goals this year, but it was an amazing game. It was the last game of the year against Toronto in Bob Cole's last game as a broadcaster, and he scored a hat trick in the game, did Ryan Poehling as a rookie, 20-year-older that they really like. He'll probably make the team next year and score many more goals. What a game for him, what a year for him. That is Poehling, the American. Nate Thompson, former King, he is an older guy, a 34-year-old center, but he comes in, and the former King of Duck plays in 78 games, scoring 5 goals, notching 8 assists, 13 points. Pretty good for a down-the-hill player. Jordan Wheel was traded from Philadelphia, also former Canadian player, and he plays in 63 contests, scores 8 goals, and gets 13 assists, 21 points. Really good showing on him. The centers, I'm going to give them a 3.2. I loved it. I love what they brought for the Montreal Canadiens. Now we'll go, of course, to the wingers. Former Jet Joel Armia. He comes in and plays 57 games, scoring 13 goals, notching 10 assists for a cool 23 points. Mia, good. It was good for now. Paul Byron, another great player they've got that really loved the system. Through a 30-year-older, but playing in 56 games, scoring 15 goals, 16 assists, 31 points. The point total was down for Byron, but still good enough. Nicolas Delahaye, 28-year-older, playing in only 48 games, scoring 2 goals and 3 assists, 5 points. Not great production. That's going to have to improve. Jonathan Drouin, the former Tampa Bay Lightning, 24-year-older, playing in every game except for one, scoring 18 goals, notching 35 assists, 53 points. And that was a season they needed from Drouin because of the Sergachev trade, and they needed production, and they got production. My favorite Canadian, Brendan Gallagher, Montreal Canadiens, of course. 26-year-old winger, Brendan Gallagher, just a little guy, but my goodness, he's got a great shot and the hustle and the grit and the skill too. I'm not just saying that he's an athletically skilled guy with so much talent, and he's one of the better players in the National Hockey League, underrated players as well. 26-year-old played in 82 games, scoring 33 goals and 19 assists, 52 points. The assists should probably go up, but wow, what a goal scorer he was this year. Was very good for Montreal. Charles Hudon, another Quebec guy, playing in 32 games, scoring 3 goals and 2 assists, 5 points. Again, that's got to come up at some point. This note into the game, it's still 2-0. Viggo Rampton had a good chance on Colorado goaltender San Jose goaltender, Martin Jones in Game 3, but still 2-0 Sharks. Also, Arturi Lehkonen, that guy in Montreal, really good production from him. He played 82 games, scoring 11 goals, notching 10 assists, 31 points. Good, but the point total has to go up at some point. Andrew Shaw, he's had some rough 2 years with the Montreal Canadiens, but last year he had really good one. 63 games played, 19 goals, 28 assists, 47 points. He's become a real leader, and they love him in Montreal. So he's really embodied the team and what they want. And you look at Tomas Tatar. Tatar, 28-year-older, Red Wing Golden Knight, 80 games played, 25 goals, 33 assists, 58 points. Really great for him. His game came up to those old Detroit days. And check out Dale Weiss, last winger for the Montreal Canadiens. Another player who used to play for the Canadiens before. Played 51 games, scored 5 goals, 6 assists, 11 points for Dale Weiss. Just decent, spending the time with different organizations. I put the wingers at a 2.9, but the production really, really loved it. But there were some issues, of course, with some of the lower guys not scoring. And check defense. Jordy Ben, 31-year-old defenseman playing in every game except for one. Again, the durability. 17 assists to 5 goals, 22 points. It's good for a player like him. Christian Folin, young defenseman, 28-year-older. 45 games played, no goals, 6 assists, 6 points. That may need to rise up, even though he's not in a huge role with them. Brett Kulak, 25-year-old, plays in 57 games, scoring 6 goals, notching 11 assists for 17 points. Again, has to go up at some point. Victor Mete, the young defenseman for Montreal, 20-year-older, 71 games played, no goals scored, but 13 assists and 13 points for him. Jeff Petrie, 31-year-older, 82 games played, 13 goals, 33 assists, 46 points. Young stellar defenseman. I really like from that. 46 points for a defenseman is huge, and they needed that for Mete. definite, and Petrie, excuse me, definite splash. Mike Riley, the former Minnesota Wild draft pick, this 25-year-older plays in 57 games, scoring 3 goals and 8 assists for 11 points. Great production for him as well. And of course, the captain, Shea Weber. He's 33 years old and he plays in 58 games this year, scoring 14 goals, 19 assists, 33 points. Definite leader, but had some issues staying on the ice. The defense, I'm going to give that a 2.8. I really like it. Then the goaltending, headed, of course, by Carey Price. Carey Price playing in 66 games, starting 64 of them, winning 35 and losing 24. Most of those were in a stretch at the end of the year. The goal average is 2.49, which is not great, but the save percentage is 0.918, which is also not good. But 4 shutouts, and he did play well this year. Bounced back, knew he needed to, and so did the Canadiens. Ante Niemi, his backup, who's been in the league for a long time, 35-year-older who's been on numerous great teams like the Sharks and Blackhawks and went through the playoffs. He knows how to win. He played in 17 games, started 17 of them, won 8 of them, lost 6 of them. Goalie average is 2.78, save percentage not there as an older guy, but he stays in and he does what he's got to do, and that's a good goaltender you want to have in your team, especially to met their young guys like Charlie Lindgren, the 25-year-older who played only 1 game, started only 1 game, which was good, but he's going to be the goalie of the future at some point. So that obviously will be thrown up there. For goalies, I put them at a 1.1. Not great, but Carey Price really helped at some point to not lower into the 0.6s. The coach, of course, Claude Julien. They might need a younger voice, but he seems to really like dealing with these youthful players, and they love him in the locker room. And if your team's going to win and going to make pushes and rushes the way that the Canadiens are, the fans have been patient. So I like Claude Julien's job, and I like it to stay that way. I like the coaching, and I see the coaching staying in a direction. I'm going to bump them to a say a 1.9, close to a 2.0. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I'll put it 2.0. 2.5, actually, excuse me. Management, of course, for the Canadiens. Marc Bergevin, he's fumbled a little. He's had some issues with some of the picks and some of the free agents he's gotten and tried to go with, but by the Canadiens with their trades, and he's done a great job. And we'll just see where he's from here. I'm going to put him at a 2.2, but Marc Bergevin, general managing, can only get better. So I like what the Canadiens are doing. And overall, I would put their GPA at I put it at 3.2. I really think, even though they didn't make the playoffs, just the work and the amazing season they had, I really like what the Canadiens did. So Montreal put up that. Thank you guys for watching. Montreal Canadiens GPA grades. Hopefully you guys tune in, like, sub, and all those things. View, comment. We got a new video coming up very soon, and that one is going to be for fans of playoff team, actually, Southern Tennessee, Nashville Predators fans. We're going to be doing the GPA grades of the Nashville Predators next as soon as possible. So if you guys tune into that, that'd be great. So good night to everybody, and happy hockey.